So, okay, you're all having problems with that video. That video did significantly better than my other videos, not because it was a good video though, but because nobody else made it, like literally no one. I was the only one. That's an open market, baby.
It's free real estate.
However, even though it worked for me, it was a bad way of making the map, and because of that, people ran into problems. So this video is the cure for those problems. And before we get into it, I tried to get a creator code, but Ali A said, no, you suck so bad that we're closing the floodgates on the creator code. So that means that the only way you can support me is to like the video, and if you want more content like this, subscribe. Anyways, let's just get into the tutorial. Step 0. I've designed my island's areas first: the island start, where the players spawn before the game starts; the box fight area, mine is 7x7 tiles and 3 levels high; and the zone wars, which I've made to be randomly placed individual spawns. So for step 1, we'll go over the island settings for these types of game modes. Team chat should be set to all, teams should be left on free for all, with the team size as dynamic. Set the spawn limit to 1. The total rounds can be 10 or whatever you want if you're tracking points, or 100 if you just want a map to kill time on. Set the time limit to none. The win condition is up to you, but it makes sense to set the most score wins. Last standing ends game set to on. Set join in progress to spawn on next round. Only allow respawn if spawn pads found to yes. Auto start should be on if you're planning to publish the island. The elimination and assist scores are up to you. Now set starting shields to 100%, infinite resources off, max resources to 500, harvest style to battle royale, allow aim assist to yes, eliminated players' items to drop, fall damage to on, glider redeploy off, player names and location set to always hide, health granted on elimination set to 50, which is what you get in arena and cash cups. I allow manual respawning in case of bugs or other reasons a player might need to do so. And the UI settings are really up to you. I set mine up kind of on the fly here, but I plan to make a tutorial to put competitive style UI in a creative map, so stay tuned for that. If you want to copy over my UI settings, you can do so here. Step 2. You'll be setting up your pre-spawn area. Place down up to 16 spawn pads that are set up like this. Enabled during gameplay only, priority group primary, use as island start no, visible during games no, and for future reference, set when players spawned transmit on channel 15. We'll get to why we're doing that later on. Now place a random number generator wherever you want, really, just preferably out of the way. Set the values to 1 and 2, and set the winning value to 2. These numbers are representative of our areas, and will be a running theme throughout the video. Value 1 will be our BoxFights number, and value 2 will be our Zone Wars number. The roll time is up to you. I leave mine at 3 seconds. Set pick each number once to reset on game start. Visible during game off. Play audio off, unless you like the noise it makes. Enabled during phase gameplay only, and set it to activate on phase game start. Now set on win transmit on channel 2, on lose transmit on channel 1. So if it rolls a 2, we'll signal our Zone Wars stuff, and if it rolls a 1, we'll signal our box fight stuff. Now place down an item granter right next to it. Set receiving players to all players. On grant action, keep all. This one will be for box fights, so we'll say grant item when receiving from channel 1, and when item granted, transmit on channel 11. Now grab some medium ammo and drop 1 bullet into it. Now copy it and place another one next to it. This will be for the Zone Wars signal. The settings are all copied over, and all you need to change on this one is grant item when receiving from channel 2, and when item granted to channel 12. Step 3. We're going to set the teleporters for each area, the Zone Wars and box fights. I'll do the Zone Wars first. Start with setting up just one in your Zone Wars area. Place it where you want your player to spawn and set the group to none and the target group to none. Leave enabled during phase set to all, and set this one to team 1. Set teleporter rift visible no, visual and sound effects no, conserve momentum no, and set teleport to when receiving from to channel 12, and when teleported to transmit on channel 6, which we'll use later on. Now you'll probably notice that they're invisible for you, but you can still do this next step. This is so players don't see them in game. Now that this one is set up, copy it and place these around your Zone Wars area, but each one you place, you need to set it to a different team. All of your teleporters should be their own team, between 1 and 16, as I've shown here, and all the other settings will copy over automatically. That's all you need to change when you're placing them around is the team. The box fight area is going to be the exact same way. In fact, you can copy a Zone Wars teleporter and bring it with you to the box fight area, place it where your player will spawn, and all you'll have to change is the teleport to when receiving from channel, change that to channel 11, and when teleported to transmit on channel 5, which again, we'll use this later. Step 4. Now that we have our teleporter set up, we're going to set up our box fight area first. My box fight area is 7 by 7, so I'll need 9 barriers to create a checkerboard pattern for the initial spawn, which prevents players from shooting at each other right off rip. You should have an outer layer of tiles around your box fight area like this. Pick a side to start with, and one tile from the edge, place a barrier, and then continue placing them in that pattern. Then do the same on the next side, starting one tile from the edge. Now you'll have to manually set them all up the same way, so I'm going to show you what I have mine set to on screen, and you can just pause it and set them up. The height and width for yours may be different, but if you have a 7 by 7 box fight area that's 3 levels high, like mine, they'll be the exact same settings with a width of 15 and a height of 3. What's most important is to make sure the barrier is disabled when receiving from channel 4. Place a trigger and set the trigger by player, vehicles, and sequencers all to off. Set the delay to 3 or 5 seconds, however long you want your barriers to stay up for. Set trigger sound and VFX to disabled, visible in-game to no, and trigger when receiving from channel 5. Also set when triggered transmit on channel 4. Now to give all your players weapons and materials, we'll place an item granter. Set receiving players to all players, on grant action to clear inventory, grant all items, give extra ammo to off so that you can decide exactly how much ammo people will have, and set grant item when receiving from channel 5. Then just equip the loadout you want your players to have and drop all of the weapons and items onto the item granter, and don't forget to drop ammo and mats. Step 5. Go to your Zone Wars area and find a spot that's out of sight to place your item granter. Set it to receiving players, all players, grant all items, give extra ammo, no, and grant item when receiving from channel 6. Then you can equip and drop your Zone Wars loadout onto the item granter. Now you're going to place a trigger, which will delay the storm from being generated. I'll explain the reason I'm using a trigger. If your Zone Wars area is designed to have a barrier, like Lawlessguy's Zone Wars map, then you can use this trigger's delay to disable that barrier with the same signal that calls the storm. So set trigger by players, vehicles, and sequencers to off. Set the delay to 3 seconds, trigger sound and VFX to disabled, visible in-game to no, and trigger when receiving from channel 6, and when triggered, transmit on channel 7. Now place a basic storm controller. If your Zone Wars area is randomly placed spawns like mine, put it in the center of them all. And if it's like Lawlessguy's, place it on top and in the middle. Make sure that it's rotated so that the little satellite on it is pointing in the direction you want the storm to go. Set generate storm on game start to no. Initial radius will depend on your spawns. Mine works well at 75 meters, but you'll be able to tell where the edge of the storm will be by the pink circle around the area. Set the wait time to 5 seconds, delay time to none, move delay time to 5 seconds, move direction to rotation, Minimum move distance will be how far ahead the storm will travel, which affects how fast it moves depending on how much time you give it to move that distance. I set mine to 200 meters and I'm setting my move time to 1.5 minutes. You can play with these settings to get the storm speed and distance how you want it to be. Set generate storm when receiving from channel 7 and destroy storm when receiving from channel 15, which prevents it from appearing too early. Step 6. For the round previewer, the first thing you'll need to do for this to work as intended is go to your item granters next to your random number generator, and on the Boxfight one, change the grant item when receiving setting from channel 1 to channel 21, and on the Zone Wars one, change it from channel 2 to channel 22. Place a trigger next to them. Turn trigger by player, vehicles, and sequencers to off, set the delay to 3 seconds, disable the sound and VFX, visible in-game to no, and trigger when receiving from channel 1, when triggered, transmit on channel 21. Now copy this trigger and place this one right next to it. All the settings will copy over, and just change trigger when receiving to channel 2 and when triggered, transmit on channel 22. Now that you've added a short delay to give the previewer time to display the information, you'll want to place a billboard and add this text to it the way that I do. Set the text justification to center, pick a font. I set my text color to concrete white and the background color to black. Now place a button so that it's lined up right underneath the Boxfight text. Then copy it and place this one underneath the Zone Wars text. On both buttons, set trigger sound to disabled, set enabled at game start to disabled, and get rid of the interaction text. On the Boxfight one, set enable when receiving from channel 1, and on the Zone Wars one, set enable when receiving from channel 2. If you have your pre-spawns all in a row next to each other, like mine, you can turn on grid snap and copy all of these over to each box, and it will copy the settings over and save you a lot of time in setting this previewer up for every spawn. Step 7. We're going to be adding a storm to Boxfights. This is very simple. Just place a basic storm controller right in the center above your Boxfights area. Set generate storm on game start to no, scroll down and set generate storm when receiving from to channel 5 and destroy storm when receiving from channel 15. The rest of the settings are for you to tweak and play with, however, you're free to copy mine over if you want a similar storm speed. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like to know how to make your Zone Wars weapon loadout randomized, don't worry, I'm working on a video for that as well. I also want to apologize. I also want to apologize for my voice being a little raspy this time around. I was losing my voice and I was debating on whether or not I should wait to do the voiceover, but I really just want to get this video out so you guys can get your maps fixed and get everything working. That's pretty much it.